Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods here this morning as we now have week number 2 of the preseason in the books. We got the all important week 3, which is probably the biggest chance you'll actually see some players on the field of any note. Although it seems like the NFL has really changed that up because you're not seeing regular starters play much, if at all, in the preseason. I doubt we'll see Carson Wentz because, well, they've had two quarterbacks knock the F out already in two preseason games, and they are scared to put Carson Wentz out there, and maybe they should be. Um, my Cowboys, of course, always full of drama, actually showed something this morning, showed something last night in the game with the first drive. And I realize now, after seeing what I saw last night, um, that it doesn't matter what Dak Prescott does. It doesn't matter. No matter what we do, it will not be good enough. Period. That's it. People who have made up their minds on Dak Prescott will not change what they think about it. Last week it was same old offense. We looked just like Scott Linehan's, got in the red zone and bogged down. We had one drive. One drive. That was it. That tip pass to Dak Prescott, that would have been intercepted. It would have been intercepted. Well, it wasn't intercepted. It was a tip pass. To me, it looked like he might have had a completion there. But, guys do get passes tipped all the time. It does happen in the NFL. And I know what they'll say is, well, you're just a Dak apologist. So here's what's crazy because I'm going through last night and I was looking back for the clip while we were watching the game and stuff, and I was on Bleacher Report and they were showing this pass play right here.
Field, whether it be summer and certainly not regular season, is out there today. He's lined up at left end there. Dak with time. Dak will take a shot deep. Michael Gallup goes up and gets it at midfield. He certainly.
Okay, so let me go back one more time real quick here. Let's look at this again.
Whether it be summer and certainly not regular season, is out there today. He's lined up at left end there. Dak with time. Dak will take a shot deep. Michael Gallup goes up and gets
36-yard completion. It's not a dink and dunk. We actually are throwing the ball downfield. And I started looking at all the comments on there. And literally, people trash that play. Terrible throw. Well, it depends. Depends on which way you look at it. Michael Gallup had a little bit of a step. It could have been one of those things you could lead the receiver right there, and try and hope that he can take it to the house. Or you can play the back shoulder fade. To me, it looked like a back shoulder pass where only Michael Gallup would get it. Because, see, here's the thing. You got to understand something about Dak Prescott's DNA. Because of his mother, Peggy, she pounded in his head, do not turn the ball over. Turnovers are game changers. And if that is not proven in this game alone, where we muffed the punt, where we were moving the ball and things were hunky-dory, we had stopped them on defense, forced a punt, and all of a sudden, we turn over the ball and we give them momentum. We've seen this time and time again. So had we gotten a turnover here, that kind of kills you. So Dak Prescott, I believe, and again, I'm not Dak Prescott, believed he went for the back shoulder fade, in which case Michael Gallup does a stop, boom, catches it, only he catches it. And we get a 36-yard completion. I look at the rest of this drive. The rest of this drive, textbook. You picked up the defensive part. Now, I know, we weren't playing against their starters, but we also didn't have Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Mari Cooper, Zeke Elliott. So it's about equal, okay? But what they did on that drive was fantastic because we hit 5 different receivers in one drive. You got Jason Witten, who had jitters. Boom. Got his first pass completion and 11 yards. Hey, I love that. That's the guy you go to when shit's breaking down. You got Austin in there who got a catch. You got Tony Pollard who got a catch. You got Michael Gallup who galloped on down the field and got a big catch. And when you're able to do plays like that, drives like that, that went for 97 yards. Let me say that again. 97 yards. You're eating up the clock. And that's demoralizing and wears out a defense. And it wasn't just the battering ram offense that we had with Scott Linehan. You could see a lot of different things, and I'm going to break this down later on in another video. We're just going to go through this whole drive, play by play. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Tony Pollard was in terrible position on the blitz on the defensive end. Dak Prescott should have gotten rid of the ball on that play as well. So there's room for improvement. But this is why you play preseason. It's to learn. And I'm glad that they got out there to do this drive, to play with these players at full speed, to get a little bit of a feel out there, to get Jason Witten with his first catch on. And Tony Pollard, I mean, when we go through, let's take a look at these stats. We got, it's preseason. We got a lot of work to go on here. But Dak, 5 of 5, 64 yards. Okay? 5 of 5, 64 yards. I can't wait to see the comments today on Dak on that one. Mike White, ugh. Cooper Rush did some better things. Again, third string. He was late in the second half. 10 of 16, 83 yards. You got to like that in a TD pass. Got to like that. He is definitely taking the step up past Mike White for the backup position. But Tony Pollard, 5 carries, 42 yards, 8.4 yards a carry, which got Jerry Jones basically to say, Zeke who? Zeke who? Let me make sure I put it exactly as they had it. After Cowboys rookie running back Tony Pollard had a solid outing Saturday, like I said, 5 carries, 42 yards. Jerry Jones suggested that Pollard might have made Zeke's Elliott attempt to get a new contract a little bit harder. Asked about Zeke Elliott after the game, Jones says, and he looked into the camera and said, Zeke who? Jerry then laughed and looked in the camera directly and said, we're just having a little fun, not at your expense. Actually, that's very much exactly what you did. It is at Zeke Elliott's expense because that may give you a little bit more leverage right there to kind of say, Zeke, we love you, man. We went to the mat for you, buddy. We did everything we could to keep that commissioner off your back and stuff. I went and gave you my attorneys and stuff. We've had your back. Now, son, we need you here in Dallas, okay? But make no mistake, I ended up sitting the great Emmitt Smith. Nobody's bigger than me and the Dallas Cowboys. Let's get this deal done right now. That's kind of what I think the conversation is going to go, and I believe that conversation is going to be happening this week in the next couple of days. Again, I'm a guy with the voodoo doll and a day job. I don't have any inside information, but I believe that is going to happen. Now, make no mistake, the missed block that Tony Pollard has, he is not Zeke Elliott. And as good as he looked there, which is great because ideally, this is the perfect scenario. You want to have Zeke Elliott, who can be spelled by Tony Pollard on third down. Well, I don't know after that blitz, but to be able to have a change of pace back, you go ahead, pound Zeke in there some, keep him fresh for the fourth quarter, keep him fresh for the end of the season, and be able to mix it up. Because ideally, what you want this offense to be, as I have said when we let go of Des Bryant, what you want it to be is death by 1,000 cuts. 5-6 yards here running the ball. 11 yards here to Jason Witten. 36 yards to Michael Gallup. 12 yards to Mari Cooper. Randall Cobb across the middle, 15 yards. Tony Pollard, boom. Sweep on the outside. Bootleg. Because then the defenders have to keep their head on a swivel. They don't know where it's coming from next. When you have one person you can focus on, you can double cover them. When you have just a running game and a running back, you put 8 men in the box. But if you know that Michael Gallup can pick up 36 yards, if you know that Amari Cooper can go to the house, if you know that Tony Pollard can slice and dice you for 15 yards, if you know that Zeke Elliott can pound up the middle and take it to the house, if you know that if I blitz and I can dump it off to Jason Witten, all of a sudden defending coaches are like, what do we do? Who do we stop? Because it's kind of like, oh man, I can't think of what you call it, but it's a multi-headed serpent. You cut one head off, another one grows back in its place. So those are the things that I like seeing on the offense. The defense had one bad play in there in the first quarter on a swing route, but you're going to have good plays and bad plays. But for the most part, I am happy to see what we saw. It's preseason, and we got a rare victory because in the last 4 years, we've only had 6 victories out of versus 16 losses. So enjoy this. We'll definitely break the film down a little bit later and look at it and say, you know, here's things we did good. Here's the things that we need to work on and stuff. But I got to tell you, I like the way Moore called the offense. We mixed it around. We did a lot of play action. We did a lot of different things that are new to the Dallas Cowboys. So you guys, hope you're having a great Sunday morning, and I will see you guys soon.